Welcome to my channel where we take a look at math problems that students often have issues with. Together, we will find that math can be easy. Today, we're going to look at completing the square. Be sure to take a look at my other videos on completing the square because in this one, I'm only giving an example. I'm not going to go in depth into how it's really done because I think it takes away from it and makes it harder to understand. But be sure to check out my other video as well if you really want to understand. So let's say we have x squared plus x minus 1 equals 0. And we want to solve for x. So the first thing you would probably try is factoring. Can we factor this? So I want two numbers that multiply to give you -1 and add to give you +1. Well, that doesn't exist. So the next thing we can try is completing the square. So completing the square, we are going to take x squared plus x and add a magic number. And I'll talk more about that magic number later. Just for now, we know we're going to add something. And then if we add something to make this accurate, we better subtract it as well. And then we still have our -1 equals 0. So no matter what our magic number is, we will still have the original problem. X squared plus x, those don't matter because they're 0, minus 1. Okay? So now this magic number is very complicated where it comes from. And that's where my next video is going to dive into that magic number a little more. But for now, just know the magic number will always be b over 2 squared. Where the original problem, a, b, c. So in this case, b is 1. So we have 1/2 squared, which is 1/4. So the magic number that we really don't know much about yet is 1/4. Right now, we're just going to blindly plug it in and see what happens. So we get x squared plus x plus the magic number minus the magic number -1 equals 0. So here we get this portion right here. It turns out that if you use the magic number correctly, this is a perfect square, meaning it is x plus something squared. And that something will always be b over 2. That same number where we got the magic number from just before you square it. So in our case, it's 1/2. And if we wanted to FOIL this out, right? That's how you FOIL it out. If you have something squared, it's the same as multiplying by it twice. That gives you x squared plus 1/2 x plus another 1/2 x plus 1/4, which is x squared plus 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1 plus 1/4. So as you can see, this is the same as this. So let's erase this and just rewrite that like this, since we know they're the same. And then let's deal with our numbers over here. So we have minus, well, -1/4 minus 1 is -5/4. And that equals 0. At this point, we are done completing the square. We haven't solved for x yet, but if you're familiar with how algebra works, this can easily be solved with algebra. All we have to do is add 5/4 to both sides. And then we take the square root of both sides. Be careful, because when you take the square root of both sides, you have to do plus or minus. And then finally, we subtract 1/2. So x equals -1/2, because it's a -1/2 after moving it to the other side, plus or minus the square root of 5/4. I'm going to go ahead and simplify that just a little bit, because this is -1/2 plus or minus square root of 5 over square root of 4 is 2. So I can combine that and get -1 plus or minus root 5 all over 2. So we have two solutions for x in this equation. And you can see why it wasn't factorable. Because that's not a whole number. It's got a root 5 in there. That's irrational. And that's why it wasn't factorable. If you like this video, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. If you're looking for an online math tutor, check out my email in the description. Also, if you're having a specific problem, be sure to add it in the comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. It may even be my next video.